every deed is based on greed. Your country cries, but you won't heed. Your bank account is your one concern. How much you make, how much you earn, yeah.
Do you know what a chemtrail is?
A what?
A chemtrail?
Chemtrail?
Yeah.
No.
Have you heard of chemtrails?
No, I haven't.
You heard of chemtrails?
No.
Have you heard of chemtrails?
No.
Look at this chemtrail. It just goes behind these clouds, so just about there to there. I reckon that plane will come back. And there's another one over there.
I don't really know what they are, but I'd guess it's a chemical trail that leads you in a particular direction.
I haven't heard about it, but I'm sure it's bad.
No, I don't know any clue.
No, I don't know what chemtrails are.
No idea.
A which?
A chemtrail?
No.
A chemtrail?
Chemtrail, yes.
No, I don't.
I think you should tell me about them and then I'll find out.
Chemtrails? No.
You know what a chemtrail is?
Yeah, it's the thing that you see behind aeroplanes.
Yeah, have you seen one recently?
I've not. Yes, I have.
How long ago did you see it?
A few days ago.
And whereabouts?
It was in England.
Nothing but chemtrails in the sky in Switzerland.
This was in Switzerland?
Yeah, like 30 or 40 at a time. Crossed everywhere. It's like a little kid got a pencil.
Have you heard of chemtrails?
Yes.
What's your idea of chemtrails?
The things that form behind planes.
The line.
Can you see there's a line between those clouds there?
Yeah.
Can you see that? What do you think that might be doing?
Like a train from a plane.
Or it could be a vapour trail.
Be a jet trail.
Yeah.
Hello, Claire here in the sunny city of chemtrails and weather modification technology in Wongarei, Northland. And interestingly, I got a phone call this morning from a former pilot. He's retired now. His name is Jeff McCall and he lives locally. And he said that this morning he saw two trails over Wongarei, and he said that they were lingering. And he said that he estimated that the altitude was approximately 3,000 to 4,000 feet, he said. And this is very interesting. They can't be condensation trails because, as NASA explains, condensation trails only form at very high altitudes, usually above 8 kilometres, where the air is extremely cold, less than minus 70 degrees Fahrenheit. And so these trails, which he saw lingering, and he's a credible witness, could not be condensation trails.
You think that you have us deceived, yeah.
But they go ahead with a lie that climate's changing. And see, now it's not just global warming. They say any change, a thunderstorm, a dust storm, a tornado, man did it. You've got to pay an indulgence to the private corporations, to the central banks. So we're going to be going over that report. And we've also got this other London Guardian report, the powerful coalition that wants to engineer the world's climate. And they say, oh, they want to spray barium salts and aluminum dioxides on the population, spray it into the atmosphere to reflect the sun's rays to save us. And Bill Gates will get billions a year to run these companies. And you notice barium salts, aluminum dioxide is what the chemtrail experts, scientists, environmentalists, others that really studied it going back 15 years ago, they were proven completely correct. They said secret groups with secret government programs are spraying aluminum dioxide and barium salts in the atmosphere to reflect the sun's rays out. But it also poisons the soil, hurts trees and other crops, just plant life across the board. And then magically, 15 years later, it's all over the news. Yes, we've been testing spraying barium salts, aluminum dioxide. It's all for your own good. And just suddenly the last 2 years, we literally have we have just a whole desk of stacks of patents and government reports and universities and Department of Energy and every other major government. They're just spraying 24/7 everywhere. I mean, it's just wild. Hundreds of different programs that were secret that are now partially declassified. They're just wall-to-wall manipulating the weather and probably creating a lot of the extreme weather we've seen as a pretext to sell all of this carbon taxing.
know, 'cause we're distracted and poor, but oh no. We're closer to the truth and now it can't be ignored. And now the whole world recognizes you're addicted to war. You're a deaf merchant junkie, you're addicted to war. And the whole world recognizes you're addicted to war. You're a cancer to the world, you're addicted to war. Yes, you're gonna have to face it, you're addicted to war. Yes, you're gonna have to face it, you're addicted to war. Right!
Rutgers professor warns geoengineering could create disastrous global famine. Now, they're already geoengineering, and they say, oh, we've been doing tests, but if we go widespread with this, it could cause all sorts of disasters. Well, of course.
You're a deaf merchant junkie, you're addicted to war, and the whole...
Sunday the 15th of May, and it's about 12 minutes past 8. It's about 26 minutes past 8. I wonder if that's another one. Another fresh chemtrail. It looks like they're having a heavy spray day over Wongarei today. It seems that planes go back and forwards spraying trails, and it does look as if they're trying to cut out a lot of the sunlight. At 32, and there's that trail that appeared a few minutes ago. Yeah, it's still there, and so that's a chemtrail. It is 9:15. I heard a plane and looked out, and sure enough there was another trail. 9:35, and here's another one.
This atmosphere we have is extremely fragile. We don't realize how fragile our atmosphere is. You know, we think of our atmosphere as going off into space and being 100 and 200 miles thick. The truth is that 3/4 of the mass of our atmosphere is contained in a layer 7 miles thick. Now, 7 miles is your trip down to the grocery store. And 70% of the mass of our atmosphere, i.e. our life, our ability to live, is based upon the existence of that very thin, fragile shell. So if you want to ask whether or not it's possible to alter that environment, you bet it is. And it's been done.
Here we are at the Tikipanga markets, and we're here to educate members of the public about geoengineering and chemtrails. We will ask people to sign the petition. It's a petition from the New Zealand public opposing aerosol spraying operations over New Zealand citizens. And it's addressed to the House of Representatives. It states, we request that the House of Representatives call on the national government to halt any further aerosol spraying operations, commonly known as chemtrails, over populated areas of New Zealand, pending a full public inquiry. Okay, we're going to be showing the public these photographs that were taken in Wongarei last year at the time of the first drought. And these showed pictures of aerosols, quite obvious aerosols, in various stages of dissemination. And at the bottom here we've got two pictures that show that some kind of, I'm guessing, electromagnetic technology was applied, and this affected the electrically charged particles that are being sprayed. And we'll be mentioning that we had water tests done, and the water tests showed that there was aluminium and barium in the rainwater. Okay, thank you.
Got it, bro. Okay. This one here, that's what it looked like 20 minutes later.
I think you can change.
Have you heard of chemtrails before?
No, I haven't.
These pictures here show what's going on in Wongarei.
This is about chemtrails.
Well,
These trails, it's aluminium and barium they're spraying, and strontium as well. It's been found around the world in the rainwater, and we tested the rainwater here in Wongarei, and we found aluminium and barium in the rainwater.
Anyone who does that to the planet is actually it's going to be there for next. This is all going to be here for the next generation, and we've got to pick up the scars. It's going to be cancer, asthmatic, skin problems, all kinds of problems. They don't know. They think that it's all right to do that, But when the downfall of that is that the government will be paying for the healthcare, and that comes out of the healthcare money, and it actually puts more people in hospital. And it's just because they want to keep them happy, these wealthy people, but they don't look after us, the people who they are spraying. It's going to be in the water and the soil for years to come. It's not going to go away. It's not like a one-day fix.
Yeah, it's a crime that's occurring, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a crime against humanity, against creation.
Do you know what chemtrails are?
No, I don't.
No idea.
Never heard of it.
No?
Do you know what chemtrails are?
Yes, I have heard about chemtrails. I've actually watched some DVDs on chemtrails, what they're actually spraying in the air. Yes, I've definitely seen them in Wongarei. It's quite obvious, really quite devastating what's going on in the world with what they're actually spraying in the air. And I think a lot of people are sort of, you know, at the moment, like a friend of mine, I call in and see her and she said, Jimmy, I don't know what it is, she says, but I just feel really under the weather. And I think a lot of people are feeling under the weather, and I think it's got something to do with the chemicals they're actually spraying in the air.
And they're doing this and telling you it's good. How can it be good? This is why we need conspiracy theories. The very reason we need it. Why? Who's going to tell you if you don't get to see this?
Do you know what chemtrails are?
No, I've just been informed of chemtrails now. I did live in West Auckland a few years ago, and they were spraying chemicals at that time, and I didn't like that at that time. Other than that, the chemicals that are already here are bad enough. We don't need anything being flung around by aeroplanes in our environment.
Yeah, there's already enough poison in the food and the water.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm happy to sign this petition.
Every deed is based on greed. Your country cries, but you won't heed. Your bank account is your one concern. How much you make, how much you earn. Yeah, sitting on a fortune, but you're lasting for more. Oh yeah.
Trying to get the New Zealand government to admit that this thing's happening, but they're
and get that stopped.
Yeah.
Yeah, because what's happening is a crime.
Controlled. It isn't free. No, you think we don't know 'cause we're distracted and poor, but oh no, we're closer to the truth, and now it can't be ignored. And now the whole world recognizes you're addicted to war. You're a deaf merchant junkie. You're addicted to